Hi, this is Steve Hefter, and I am backstage at Ram's Head on stage in Annapolis with Mr. Walter Trout. Walter, thank you very much for taking a few minutes of your time.
No problem, man.
It is amazing to see you, and I am so glad that you're out playing. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling really good. I'm actually feeling better than I have in a long time.
You look great.
Well, thank you.
I was sort of following the whole story. I got the blues came calling. I got the album a couple of months before you got ill, really ill, and so I was following the whole story. Your wife Marie was blogging about it, so it was easy to follow. And you're a lucky man, huh?
Yeah, I'm beyond lucky. I'm blessed. You know, it was really touch and go, and I probably had 2 or 3 days left to live when I got that liver, and life's a whole new thing, a whole new perspective on being here.
And how's playing?
Playing's a blast.
Yeah?
Yeah, every note is like, wow, I didn't think I'd ever play that note again, you know. And I'm known for playing a lot of notes, so it's pretty joyous up there.
And your first show was at Royal Albert Hall?
Yes, it was. That was the first show in almost 2 years.
How'd it feel to walk out on stage?
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I was very apprehensive. I wonder what's going to happen. Am I going to be able to play? Am I going to fall over?
Right.
Am I going to panic? I didn't know. And as soon as I got out there and counted to 4 and off we went, I felt at home.
Yeah, everything went great.
I felt like it was, even in that venue, I felt like I was just playing in my living room to my friends.
And so everything, like from the minute you hit the stage, everything was good?
From first note.
Yeah, and it's a big room. It can be imposing.
It's a big room. As a matter of fact, I shared a dressing room with Eric Burden. And I said, well, you've played here quite a bit. And he said, yeah, and I hate it. And I said, why? And he said, because the room is so imposing. You can never be as big as this room. And I got up there, I didn't find it imposing. I felt great.
Oh, really?
But maybe it's just because I hadn't been on stage in so long, and it was an immediate just joy to be back.
Yeah.
You know? As soon as I started playing and I knew I can do this, I've done this 1,000 times, I know how to do this, I'm okay, I can just calm down and play, I had a great time.
That's awesome. It was a really long road for you. You almost bit the farm a few times.
Yeah, a few times.
Yeah, and what was that like going through that? I mean, you had so many ups and downs, it seemed like, at least from what I read.
Well, it was something I hope to never go through again, and when I look back on it, it's like I just had a nightmare or something, because I feel really good now, and I'm like, was I really laying in a bed with a ventilator and a hose in my nose, and I lost 120 pounds, and I didn't eat a bite of food for 6 months, and I was in a wheelchair, and did I really go through all that? And yes, I did, and I've still got a little bit of, what do you want to call it, PTSD, post-traumatic stress syndrome from it. It was very traumatic.
Yeah, the doctors can fix you and then they send you home, and they don't really give you the playbook for after.
Well, they try, and after you get out of the surgery, you spend a lot of time in physical therapy, and it's not, I mean, inpatient physical therapy, you know, where I was there for a couple of months, where they work you 3 hours a day, and it's not just exercise, it's speech therapy, because I had to relearn how to talk. You know, they work with your brain because I had brain damage. They spend a lot of time preparing you to get back into the world. Yeah. But even so, when you get back into the world, it's still, you've been through a lot, you know, and you get back to life, and life is beautiful and joyous, but you're still affected by what happened.
Where do you think you are now, health-wise? 100%, 90%?
I can't put a percentage on it. It's been 14 months. since my transplant, and they tell me that I need about a year and a half, so I still have a few months to go to be
Yep.
back where they say I'm going to be, you know, full strength.
You look fantastic.
My legs are still the really weak part of me. I have a hard time going upstairs, even going downstairs, doing things like stepping into a van
Right.
or a car. It's difficult.
Tell me. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
But I'm getting a little bit better every day.
Every day. Tell me about the album, The Blues Came Calling. There's a few songs on that album that you wrote while you were sick. Is that correct?
I wrote the whole thing while I was sick.
It's an amazing piece of work.
It was really difficult to do, and it's hard for me to listen to because I hear myself struggling. I had no breath because I was so filled with fluid.
Right.
Part of my symptoms were my abdomen and my lungs would fill with fluid, and every 2 weeks I'd go in and they would put a drain in my stomach,
Right.
and they'd take out half,
Oh,
and they were taking out 25 pounds
wow.
of fluid. So it was pressing on my diaphragm, and I had a hard time singing.
Right.
I'm sorry.
And so that, I hear myself struggling on there, but I was determined to finish that record. Now I've just finished a new record, which I think is the best thing I've ever done. It comes out 23rd of October.
What's the name of that?
It's called Battle Scars, and it's basically the whole story of what I went through put to music.
That must
I
have
did
been.
a concept album.
Was that difficult to do?
Well, I had to relive it. I had to sit down and go, what was it like laying in that bed, thinking you're gonna die, and having people in the next room die, and hearing their families crying in the halls, and knowing I could be the next one. And so there's a lot of that. There's a song about when I die and my soul leaves my body, what that's going to feel like. That's called Fly Away. There's a song called Omaha, because that's where I got the transplant.
Right.
I mentioned the doctor by name in the song,
Who was a doctor?
Dr. Dan Schaefer.
Okay.
And so I'm very excited about that one, and I was pretty much at full strength playing and singing on there, and
I can't wait to hear it.
I'm very proud of it, actually.
Yeah, just for a second, I want to go back to Blues Came Calling, because there's
Yeah.
a song on there called The Bottom of the River.
Sure.
And I was going through my own health issues and recovering from nothing as monstrosity, as big as what you were going through. I was in the hospital for a long time, did my own recovery, and was listening to that, and boy, I tell you, that song, it made me cry the first time I heard it.
Oh, thanks.
And I still listen to it every day, and there's a few lines in that song that I try to live by, you know.
Which ones?
It's not my time to die.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't my time to go
There you
either.
go.
That song must have been really difficult to sing, really difficult to play.
You know something? The part of it was writing it. I was like, I want to write a song about what I'm going through, and I wrote that whole album while I was sick, right? And I tried. One day I thought, and my wife said to me, "It's almost like you're a man drowning," because I was telling her, you know, I don't know if I can finish this record. I don't know if I can put up with this pain. Maybe I'm ready to go. And she wouldn't hear of it. And she said, "You're like a man drowning, and you gotta swim to the surface, and you have to fight for breath, and you have to fight for your life." And I thought, wow, that's a really good analogy for a song. So once I had that thought in mind,
Right.
writing that song took about 5 minutes.
You can almost tell, because within 4 lines, you're in that song. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, you know what's happening, and you're there.
Yeah.
And I think only someone that was living it at the time could have wrote a song like that, or an album like
Yeah.
that. That album was
But-
pretty incredible.
But it actually, that song ends on a positive note.
Oh, sure.
I cheat death,
Yep.
which I wasn't sure if that was going to happen. That's a hopeful song.
But you wrote it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit, if we could go way back to your history. I didn't know, but you played with John Lee Hooker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big Mama Thornton. Percy Mayfield, Bo Diddley, Lowell Folsom. I can't remember them all.
So, and John Lee Hooker in particular, what, you have a story, a memory about him that you want to tell me?
Yeah, there's a few I don't want to tell you. I can tell you kind of a funny one. When I got in the band, there was no rehearsal, and the band leader was Deacon Jones, who I ended up, he played in my band for a while, and he's played on all my records, except for this past one, but he's on there, you'll find him. He's a Hammond B3 player.
Right.
And he said, all you got to do is play E. And this is how he explained it. Here's how it goes. Call it Stormy Monday, E. Tuesday's just as bad, E. Wednesday's worse, E. Thursday's also sad, E. And I said, I got it, I play E. He says, except for when we do the boogie, then you play A. Okay, I got it. At about the fourth night, I had a hard time communicating with the Hook because I couldn't understand him when he spoke. You know, he was very hard to understand when he talked.
Right.
And one night, just to make conversation, I said, hey man, we're not playing one bourbon, one scotch, one beer. You know, how come we haven't done it? And he said, I don't think you can follow the changes.
It wasn't all E.
Well, I was told to play E, so I'm doing my best to play that E chord. I didn't say it, but I thought that was a very funny little, like, but yeah, I got along good with him. The one who was really fun was Big Mama Thornton. She was a blast.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you there's a documentary about my life that my son has here tonight. It's in the it's in the collector's edition of The Blues Came Calling. It has a DVD with it. And there's footage of me with Hooker.
Oh, cool.
And there's footage of me with Big Mama Thornton. And the footage with Big Mama, I tell the story, and you can see it in there. I used to goof around with her on stage, and I go up to her and I'm whispering in her ear. You can see it in the clip, and what I'm saying is, hey Mama, I love you, baby. Come on, give me a kiss, baby, give me a kiss. And she turns around and she looks at me and goes, oh, and she pushes me back. It's awesome.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, it's a funny little
I didn't know
clip.
there was a DVD, a collector's edition of that. Yeah, I'll have to make sure I get it.
It's a good DVD. There's clips from Canned Heat. There's clips from Mayall.
Tell me about Mayall and the Blues Breakers.
Well, that was the pinnacle, man, of being a blues guitar playing sideman. You're on the mountaintop, man, when you get that gig.
Yeah.
You could go out and who are you going to play with that's a bigger gig than that? You could say, well, B.B. King or Buddy Guy, but with them, you're going to play chords all night. With Mayall, you solo on every song. He yells your name on every song, and he also gives his guys, if you can sing, he says, go ahead, take the front of the stage, and he features you. He makes people in his band well known. He gives them the chance to grow and to present themselves to the world.
Yeah.
And after you've been in his band, you either go solo or you step downwards.
Yep.
Because that's the pinnacle.
And you went solo.
I went solo. It was the only thing I could see to do.
Yeah.
I could have stayed in his band. I could have still been in his band. We're dear friends. He just played with me in LA.
Yeah, I know.
About a month ago.
Yeah.
And
and he's on Blues Came a-Calling too.
yeah, he is.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to do more. I had songs. I wanted to do my own music, you know, and he was behind me. He was fine with it.
Well, that's sort of what he's known for, right?
Yeah.
I mean, these artists come up through
He takes people and he develops them, presents them to the world, and then it's like you leave the womb of the Blues Breakers and you come out into the world on your own.
And he's still doing it.
Great man. He's a dear friend. He's an icon. My love and respect for that man is hard to express. I know without him, I would not have this career.
That's a pretty big statement there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me about, do you have a relationship with Mike Zito?
Mike Zito's one of my best friends. Have you talked to him and asked him about me?
I interviewed him here about a week and a half ago.
Did you mention me?
We talked briefly about you.
Because did he tell you that I sobered him up?
No, we didn't get. I know that, and I was hoping you could tell me, but
Well, you know, the person who sobered me up was Carlos Santana.
Mm-hmm.
He spent 3 days with me, and he said, basically, you're an asshole. You're in a world-famous band with John Mayall. A 1,000 guitar players would give anything to have that slot, and you're so drunk on stage. You've been given a musical gift. You have a gift. You could be a great musician. But you're so drunk on stage, you're doing this to the one who gave you the gift. You're not taking it serious. And I got sober, and I quit all drugs.
When was that?
That was in July of 1987.
Oh, okay.
So I did the same thing with Mike. I saw him I was sober, and he was opening up for me a lot of shows, and I saw him just getting hammered. And I went up to him and I said, man, you're an incredible musician. You have this unbelievable gift, man. The sky's the limit for you. But I gave him the same rap Carlos gave me. Take it serious, develop it. Respect the gift you've been given. Use it to the utmost. And he's done it, and I'm so proud of him, and I love him dearly.
That's fantastic. Yeah, him along with the help of his wife.
Well, yeah, sure.
Right?
Yeah.
And so speaking of wives, your wife is an amazing woman.
I agree. She's unbelievable.
I don't know if you know what everyone else was sort of following while you were sick. It was all through her.
Yeah.
It was all her writing, and she's a remarkable writer.
Yeah.
And the love that she has for you is it's indescribable.
Yeah. Oh, believe me, I know. I have a song on the new album that goes,
I'm sorry, Walter, you want to take a break?
it's okay.
Okay.
It's about laying in that bed and her standing next to me every day. That's this one song, and a verse is, night would fall and you'd still be there standing right beside me with blue eyes and golden hair, and I could see the love you have for me is forever. And that's a verse for her.
That pretty much sums it up, huh?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. I don't know if I can convey to you how much I can feel what you're saying because of what I went through, and maybe we can talk after, but
sure.
I won't clutter the interview with it. So what now for you? You have a new album. You're out touring, kicking ass again. What are the next steps for Walter Trout?
Live life to the fullest. Be an artist, be a husband, be a father.
Speaking of which, you got your son John playing with you?
Yes, I do. And he's road managing the band.
And doing a great job, too.
He's doing a great job.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And my 13-year-old son Dylan was with us for a few days, and he'd get up and play drums with us. And my middle son Michael is back home because he has a really good job right now, so he's working hard.
Good.
But that's the future for me, is to live my life to the fullest that I can, and be who I am to the fullest that I can, and try to keep making music and be the best husband and father I can be. That's it.
Yeah, that's pretty much what we're all trying to do out there.
Yeah.
Again, thank you for your time.
Well, thank you, Steve.
And I appreciate it very much.
All right.
All right.
God bless you all.